Good afternoon, Bloomington. Welcome back from a wild slate of Big Ten play in Week 6 of the college football season. Also having a dominant performance was none other than Mackenzie Holmes, who came close to a career high in points with 29 points and 8 rebounds on the day. Although Indiana had a stellar performance against the Wolverines today, Coach Lou says that there's still a lot of work to do as they close out their season facing their two rivals, Purdue and Louisville. Now moving on to the pros, the Indianapolis Colts headed over to Denver to kick off Week 5 for some Thursday night football at Empower Field. And let's just say it was quite literally a game of the ages. It's opening day here at Bart Kaufman Field, and it was a 13-5 win over Miami of Ohio to start home play for Indiana baseball. And Carlo, it was a game of big implications. I mean, how did Indiana pull out this win?
Well, they started off hot, and then they kind of let up, and Michigan took over the game.
Along with the top 5 matchup in Assembly Hall tonight, there was the matchup of Grace Berger and Caitlin Clark. Expectations were high, and no one left disappointed. Breaking news here on campus for the Indiana Hoosiers. Tom Allen announced 24 hours after the loss to Michigan that the program has fired offensive line coach and run game coordinator Darren Hiller. And on a lighter note, let's move on to the pros. After a crazy slate of early games in Week 3, this game was one for the books. The Colts hosted the 2-0 Kansas City Chiefs for their home opener at an electric Lucas Oil Stadium. Don't think that we should rule out Ohio State and Michigan. I think they're both really big contenders as well, and they're going to be looking out for some revenge. I think they want to get that Big Ten title as well, but I think it'll be a really close meet. It'll be in Michigan, and Ohio State does have that advantage of winning at the Invitational, so I'm looking forward to see how it pans out. 7 minutes left in the first half, and Indiana blocks Michigan in the red zone. The Hoosiers are pumped, and the rock is booming. But now Denver has a shot on a 4th and 1 inside the Colts 5, but Stephon Gilmore is right there to bat it down for the Colts. It was a game of the kickers and Stephon Gilmore as the Colts moved to 2-1. But the Wolverines aren't done with the Hoosiers yet, and McCarthy finds number 6 Cornelius Johnson again for 6, making that 3 touchdowns on the day for McCarthy. Just 29 seconds left in the game, Colts down by 4, and Matt Ryan finds Jelani Woods for the touchdown. The Colts take the lead, 20-17. Meet Paula Sarame, the senior libero for the Indiana volleyball crew. She comes well-traveled, coming from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and starting off her college career as a Florida Gator.
I mean, it was definitely hard leaving Florida. I had a really good relationship with my teammates and outside of the sport. But I mean, it's just I wanted something new. So whenever I came here, it's just everything that they offered, I fell in love with. So
she's played the game for a really, really long time. So her volleyball IQ level is just a lot higher than a lot of the girls that I've coached, and with her coming from Puerto Rico and Florida, so super defensive and just understands the entire game really well.
It consumes most students' lives to be an athlete while being a student, but Paula Sarame is proving that not to be the case. The senior standout makes it a priority to find ways to balance being involved in initiatives and charities outside of school, all while being a star libero in the Big Ten and heading to graduation.
Growing up, I went to an all-girls school, and it was always about giving back to the community, and at the time, my aunt worked with Make-A-Wish, so I would always go and help her with all of her wishes, and it's definitely really hard trying to balance everything. But I mean, if you want to do it, you always put in the work and try to thrive in everything that you set your mind to. So that's kind of what I live by.
Not only does Paula being well-rounded help her excel as a person, but it also helps tremendously on the court.
So it really helps with her leadership, I think, and she understands people really well. So she understands the people who aren't playing as much and the people who play all the time, and then she understands what she needs to be for everybody who's on the team. And then she's a really good liaison with us as coaches too.
Paula is setting the standard for Indiana volleyball, achieving 1,000 career digs in Indiana's match against Iowa, and potentially paving the way for the next step in her career, which may land her in Spain. For IU Sports Media, I'm Audrey Marr.